Hello, everyone. I'm Joey Sparks. God's mercies are new again this morning.
Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I woke up this morning with my mind.
If you read 1st and 2nd Peter together, and remember that Peter, the apostle, is the one writing these things, it's fascinating to connect some dots between those two letters and Peter's time as an apostle, one who followed after Jesus and with Jesus during Jesus' earthly ministry. And one of the themes that you cannot overlook is that of love. Peter clearly heard Jesus talk about how the greatest of commands was to love God with all of our being and to love our neighbor as ourself. Peter saw Jesus' love and compassion toward those whom it was hardest to love. He saw Jesus show his love directly. Remember that instance in John chapter 13 when Jesus would kneel and would wash Peter's feet, and Peter would even try to interrupt Jesus and keep him from doing it. But Jesus said, no, you need to let this take place. And then after Jesus' resurrection, there's that tear-jerking moment of them in John chapter 21 when Jesus asks, do you love me? And he asks 3 times, and Peter responds, yes, I do, 3 times. And Peter he's still Peter. He's trying to get a little impatient with Jesus. You know that I love you. But Jesus has given him now a chance to say 3 times what he denied 3 times leading up to Jesus' death. And so Jesus says, you need to feed my sheep. You've got a responsibility beyond yourself. It's not just about you, it's about the church. But then he also tells him it's because of your love for me that you're going to be led off to where you don't want to go. You're going to die at a time that you don't get to choose. We all like to think that we can somehow control the situation surrounding our death. We long for it to be at an old age and peacefully, those kind of things, and yet we have no control over that. And he tells Peter, you're going to be executed just as I was executed. It's all because you love me. When you turn over to 1st and 2nd Peter, you find love is not something that Peter avoids. Peter is clear about the role of love. 1 Peter chapter 4, for example, because the end of all things is at hand, chapter 4 and verse 7, meaning this is the final era. This is the time now when your faith is going to cost you directly because of persecution. He says, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Love's triumphant. Love is above all important. Now, 2 Peter, it's that process of growth. Chapter 1, verses 5 through 8, you add these qualities to your faith. It ends in love. The point of growth is to grow into love that comes from God. And then Peter makes it clear in the verses that follow, verse 14, especially in chapter 1, he's going to die because Jesus made it clear he was going to die. So Peter knew that moment was coming. And he faces it with confidence and with doing what Jesus told him to do in John 21, which was to feed his sheep. He's now writing 2 Peter to feed the sheep of God, preparing them for growth and stability even after his death. We thank you so much for taking the time to watch this morning. It's our prayer that God's timeless word will be on your mind all day today.
I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus.